Yeah.
There.
So let's see. Go to this. Say that again.
Oh yeah, you can just click on recent. Yeah.
Go.
Branches right on.
But what did you just say?
Go to the folder that has branches.
Okay.
Yeah. Click on that.
I just wanted to record me.
Yeah. All right. And in your terminal, you ran npm run dev, right? Yeah, there you go. So it's running. So if you go to localhost 8080 in your browser, it should show up.
And this is my browser, or what?
That's your terminal. Your browser's like Google Chrome.
Okay, Google Chrome. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Localhost 8080.
Yeah, 8080. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. There we go. So it's gonna log. Yeah. Nice. Log you in quickly. 1,000 points, not bad, man. All right.
What are you at? Like 10,000?
I'm 17 nowadays.
Bastard.
Yeah.
I'll get you.
You probably will.
Yeah.
So
I kind of like just spread everything out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just
nice.
But still got work to do.
All
okay.
right. Let's go to Visual Studio. Hit Alt Tab. Let's save you carpal tunnel.
Alt Tab.
Command Tab. We'll toggle between programs.
Do I have tab? Where's my tab?
Right
okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice.
Programming shortcut. All right.
Okay.
So go back to Visual Studio. Hit Command P.
Which is?
It searches for files. So type in tree.html.
What is P? Just doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't know what it stands for.
Tree.html.
All right, so yeah, tree.html. There you go. Hit enter. Or click
this
on
one?
It. Yeah. So click on it. Go Command Tab over to Chrome. Click on some node, some circle somewhere.
That'd be cool if I did the one I just made.
Nice.
Okay.
I'll have to watch through those ones. Click
yeah.
in your grips. All right, yeah. So click on one of those. That thing that popped up right there.
Yeah.
This
flashcard.
Yeah. That whole black thing. That's called tree.html. It's a template.
Ah. Okay.
So
this thing is tree.html.
Yeah, that's fine in tree.html.
Okay.
So go back to Visual Studio. Preferably
tab.
Yeah.
Yes, because that'll save me time in the future.
Yeah. You just gotta. Yeah. There you go. All right.
Oh well, I could just go Command Tab and click, right? Or no?
You don't even have to click. Just hit Command Tab once.
Okay.
All right. So see where it says like study this skill or hold on. Let's go. Scroll down a bit. Scroll down to the how well did he know this? See line 64.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you were to edit that, like add another question mark, Pablo style, it would you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It would change the template.
Mm-hmm. Now I recognize some of this as far as HTML goes because I took an hour of it.
Nice.
Well, maybe like 3 hours, but
yeah,
very, very little.
Yeah. So yeah, just change some text so you can kind of.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then hit save.
It, yeah.
Control or Command save.
Command S. Yeah. And then just Alt Tab.
Alt Tab. I see. Nice. It reorders it for you. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Now, sorry, I didn't have to go back to this one, but
yeah. So it's only going to apply for leaf nodes. The how did you know this? Because it only shows up when it's at flashcard.
Yes. Okay. I see. Oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
I'm just showing off what I did.
Nice, man. Yeah, so good.
Okay.
Yeah, just
okay. So
still come out.
no. It has to be like
Yeah, leaf node. Yeah.
How well did you know this?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do is see where that edit button is at the bottom left.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna add like a delete button at the bottom right.
Yep.
Or maybe top right.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think top right would be better?
I think bottom right because
Bottom
it's
right.
intuitive because of
Gotcha.
trash.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so go back to Visual Studio.
Command Tab. Yeah, that's so nice.
Um,
How did I just learn that? I'm deleted that.
All right, so scroll down to the tree footer section. So that's line 69. See how it says div class equals tree footer?
Yes.
So, yeah, nice. So,
Oh, that's really cool.
yeah.
This is dope. Okay, tree footer.
Okay, so see how on line 71 we have something called a div.
Yep.
Inside of that div we have an icon, and that's our edit button icon. So if you look at line 73, we have a CSS class that's called tree edit button.
Okay.
And then you move over a few more characters. We have one called F8 pencil square 0.
Mm-hmm.
That's the pencil that you saw.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to understand how typing.
That's just CSS. You just type in pencil and it shows a pencil.
Or
what?
Technically
HTML.
It's a combination between Vue.js and CSS.
Okay.
So it lets certain CSS classes be present on the element.
Yeah.
If certain JavaScript variables are true.
Mm-hmm.
So
you don't have to over-explain that.
Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to understand it yet anyway.
Yeah.
So what we want to do essentially is make another icon.
Okay. This is the icon. This whole thing is the
icon.
It's
icon. So copy all of lines 72 through 74.
72. No, is there a shortcut for that? Highlight it and then just
that's
Command copy. Command C.
Yeah, and then just hit Command B twice.
Command B.
V. And hit again. There you go. And then fix the spacing.
Now, how do I fix the spacing? Just hit backspace.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So if you'd refresh that, if you'd save and go back to
maybe 2 or something.
Pencils. Yeah.
Okay.
So we just gonna make one of the pencils a trash can.
But we also have to put it on the right side, right?
Exactly.
Well, okay. Oh, it's gonna refresh every time.
Oh, there you go. It's already.
It's there.
Yeah. So
Where?
for category nodes,
nice.
There's more beyond the tree footer.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, this is interesting. But for those category nodes, right now we have like a minus sign at the bottom right.
Yeah.
So maybe we just put the trash can at the top right.
Oh, it's gonna be up there.
Yeah.
Is there any way to put it down here?
Yeah.
But for now, here's fine. Here's fine for now. Oh, because of that. Does this provide any benefit?
I don't know.
Does it? Not really. Does it? I don't think so.
Just get rid of it.
Well, what do you think? I don't know. What was your thought?
Yeah, I'm just get rid of it.
Okay.
For now, we won't get rid of it. We'll just have the trash can next to it or something.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, we don't have to delete it. Yeah.
Well,
okay.
then it would be bad if we did have the button. Some tried clicking the plus sign, they accidentally clicked on the trash can and deleted everything.
Yeah.
So we'll eventually get rid of the plus sign.
Okay, that's fine though. Let's just stick to this.
Yeah.
Because we only have so much time.
Right.
Okay. Control tab.
Yeah. All right. So you see how it says like FA on like line 76?
Yes.
That stands that we're going to apply something called Font Awesome to our element.
Font Awesome?
Yeah, Font Awesome is a CSS library that lets you use icons.
Mm-hmm.
So once you add FA into there, now you can add FA pencil square and it'll show pencil.
Mm-hmm.
So go to Chrome and search up Font Awesome.
Oh man, this is so dope.
And click on that. Click on search icons and type in like delete or trash can or something. There we go.
Very cool.
So we'll use which one do you like best?
This one?
Alright. Yeah. So click on that.
Well, yeah, this one just catches my eye.
Click on it, it'll give us the HTML to type. Right,
where?
Scroll down.
Right here.
There we go, yeah. So we just got to replace the FA pencil IO or whatever with FA trash alt.
It's that fucking easy.
Yeah, FA-trash alt.
Holy shit. You're kind of blowing my mind. Oh, wait. I copied the whole code.
Yeah,
I don't need it.
Literally just type FA-trash-alt right where you have selected.
Yeah. Okay. FA-trash-alt.
Yeah.
Save. No bueno. Maybe it's dark?
Was it dark?
Maybe it's invisible.
Yeah.
But it should have the same action.
Leaf notes aren't black, they're gray, or whatever color the proficiency is.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
It's not there. Interesting.
Let's redo that. Maybe I didn't save it. kind of annoying that every time. Oh, I'm saving it. That's why it's resetting me. See, okay, it's here now.
Right? Does it show up on leaf notes? I'm just curious. Let's go.
Yeah.
It does.
Yep.
All
Okay.
right. So it could be that the version of FontAwesome we have downloaded in our app doesn't support.
Let's just put trash or just.
Yeah, we can try one of the other trash types because there are like 20 available now. Oh yeah, let's try trash out.
Yeah, it's just.
F8-trash. Look, it already knows. So it looks like it's auto completing all the ones that we have available, and the only one we have available in our version downloaded is trash out.
Okay, it will autocomplete. Why isn't it autocompleting now? Okay, because after I type it. So it will give you. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know how it knows. Somehow it does.
But you could probably download more trash cans into wherever so that it would autocomplete more.
There we go. So there's a list of all.
Is this the list of all the actions you could?
No, it seems to only be ones we've used before in the code
okay.
base. So I actually have used trash O in the code base before.
Oh, really?
So that's why it's showing up.
Okay. And is that a trash can?
Yeah.
Well, then let's just use that.
All right, yeah.
Command tab. Now. All right.
All right.
Look at that. Okay.
So now we need to move it on to the right.
Okay.
So, dude, look at this. Look at this.
Right
Look
here?
at line 87. We already have it in there. It's
do you
just
mean?
not showing. So you see how line 87 we have an icon with class F8-trash-O?
Is this just for you, or is that just for the coder or whoever's reading it to know that it's an icon, or is that
That's what I
actual?
means.
Is that actual? Does that have a function within the code base?
It will. Browsers won't render it correctly if you don't type the I.
Okay.
And so we might be like, well, why didn't we see the icon before? Like if we already had a line 87.
Yeah.
The answer to that is see the attribute on the I. Sorry, so I, that's called an element, and then class, aria hidden, VF, VF on. Those are all called attributes.
Mm-hmm.
See how we have the VF attributes that equal false.
Mm-hmm.
It essentially is saying, so the VF will only render if VF is equal to, the icon will only render if VF is equal to true.
Mm.
And we hadn't released this feature yet, so I had to set it equal false.
Mm-hmm.
So just type that equal true, and you'll see the icon pop up in this location as well. Yeah. Save. So we should actually see 2 trash cans pop up now. Yeah, there we go.
Nice. Okay, because what? Okay.
So we had, you might be wondering why is the minus sign in the middle now?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for that is the way we have the CSS set up is that
it's spaced out.
It spaces out all the elements in between.
Mm-hmm. Now, 87, you had previously...
I previously typed that. I forgot about it.
You previously put something in... Oh, for the trash can. Oh, you already put the trash can in there. Sorry, I'm like a little behind you.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
So we can actually delete lines 75 through 77.
Yeah, show me how to basically put the trash can... Go ahead, say that again.
Also delete 75. See how there's a green line to the right of 75?
Yep.
That means you added it. So
recently?
Yeah, so
okay.
There we go. All right, now.
Where were we? What did we just... This.
Yeah.
How do you change it from the left side to the right side?
How did we make the trash icon be on the right side?
Yeah. Like
it's simply because it's at the end of our div. Sorry, so this div right here, class 3 footer row, it's set up with CSS, somewhere else I can show you, to make it such that all child elements get spaced between each other.
Yeah, okay, so it's just that one line, for example, the line here is just the first one, the middle one, and the last one.
Exactly. So
and they're just spaced out by
if you were to copy line 85, or cut it, and then put it up to line 71, it'll show up as the first thing.
Mm-hmm. And it would be all the way to the left.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Okay. Well, if I save this, then it should delete this guy.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Then that's good.
All right. So now we need to make it so that when you click on the trash can, it does something.
Yes.
So I don't think it does anything yet.
Mm-mm.
So we have an attribute available on our elements called v-on. Our library called Vue.js adds those attributes, makes that attribute available on our element.
Mm-hmm.
So if we say v.onClick, v-onClick, yeah, you type that, and don't worry about what the dot stop means. And then we say =, name of a JavaScript method we want to call.
Mm-hmm.
So if you scroll up in this component, oh, you know what?
Bar?
Yeah, it's not going to show up. So this is an HTML component. We have a corresponding TypeScript component with a remove method.
Yeah.
TypeScript file. So
okay. So this remove sources that TypeScript.
Yeah, it calls a function defined in the TypeScript file. So go to components, look under tree, see how we have a tree HTML. Click on the tree.ts.
Okay.
That's called
TypeScript.
Yeah, exactly. It's like JavaScript, but a bit better.
So basically, for remove, you type remove, and then in here you create basically an action for remove.
Exactly.
And then you basically just remove is just a variable.
It's a function inside.
Or a function.
Inside of tree.ts.
Okay. It's a function.
Yeah. So go in tree.ts, scroll down, or you can just control F for remove. You can just click away. Can you just like shoot? Hold on. Matching will exist. You can just do deny. We can do everything through command line.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, scroll down. Scroll down some.
Or wait, command find remove, right?
Yeah.
No results.
We probably haven't written it yet. All right. Yeah. So scroll down. Here. Okay. So this is kind of complicated, but essentially we have a special type of object, and that object has different methods. Okay, that object is called component, and it has different things, different properties. One's called template, one's called props, one's called data, one's called computed. The one we're looking at is the one called methods.
So methods is the object?
Methods is a sub-object under the component object.
Okay.
And methods itself has different
sub-objects.
or sub-properties, which are functions. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yep.
It's a lot of stuff.
No, it's fine.
All right, cool. So we're going to type one called remove. Yeah, just type in remove.
Okay, sorry.
And then parentheses.
Just two?
Like this? And then bracket. Squiggle bracket, yeah.
Okay,
and then enter. And then if you're familiar with like consoles, they type console.log. We just clicked remove. Console.log, parentheses, quotation mark. Yeah, we just clicked remove, something like that, yeah. All right, and then put a comma after line 174.
Is this what's going to show up?
It's going to show up inside of our developer console, but not to the user.
Okay.
Yeah, so after line 174, put a comma.
Right here?
174.
174.
Or is it maybe 173?
Okay.
Yeah, is that the wrong angle? My bad.
After this?
Yeah.
Okay.
See how there's a comma after all our other functions?
Yeah.
All right, so save that. And now go back to your browser.
Okay, Command Tab, get better.
And hit
Did I say
Command Shift I? No, that's not the right thing. Somehow you can open up the developer console.
Oh. Well, I'll just Google it.
Mac Dev Console Chrome. I think Command Shift J is it? It's Command Shift J.
Okay.
Command Option J.
Command. Bless you.
Thank you.
Salute.
All right. So, I want you to click on the trash can, and you should see a message pop up here. There we go. Click on it again.
Where am I looking?
Yeah, see how remove
Oh,
is popping
nice.
up? Every time you click it, says it's showing up three times now. Yeah.
Okay.
So that shows that the click is registering.
Yeah.
It's just not yet doing what we want. We don't want to print a message. We wanted to call the database.
Okay. Yeah.
So, about to go really deep. You're going to learn a lot of stuff.
Go ahead, man. Let's get deep.
All right.
What you can do is, it's just like learning Spanish. When you learn Spanish and you're talking to someone, you understand like 70% of the conversation. Yeah. And you kind of just, if you miss it, and you let it go, and you will learn. Right. And then you can fill in the blanks, and I'll fill in the blanks by watching this again.
Yeah. So let's go back Visual Studio. And Command P for store.ts. All right. This is a big file. Mm-hmm. It essentially does everything inside of our app. Mm-hmm. And it does things called mutations. So we have a giant object in their app called the state object, which essentially stores everything about the state of the user screen. Mm-hmm.
It stores information, or
yes,
it stores basically what it should look like.
Both. Literally, our entire app is being modeled by this whole object.
Okay. Now, modeled. When you say modeled, do you mean created by?
I mean represented by. Like
yeah.
We have like.
I see what you're saying.
We have like the user ID.
This is creating what the user sees.
It isn't creating. It's just like a file it's an object that saves a representation of what the user sees, and then other parts of our app reads the state and makes the screen look how it should be based upon what's in there.
Very cool. Okay.
It's like a source of truth for the entire app.
Yeah, I get it.
So the main thing we're looking at is global data stored data. It sounds really redundant. Don't worry about it for now. And here we have an object called trees. Mm-hmm. That object looks exactly like this. It has a sub-object for each tree. Uh-huh. And the key for that sub-object is a thing in programming called a key. The key for that object is the ID of the tree. And then the value of that object is information about the object, which includes...
So the 1, 2, 3 is the key?
Yes.
Okay. And then the value is...
Another object.
What is an object? Yeah.
And so this object right here itself has key value pairs. One key is called children, and then the value is an array of IDs. And then another key is called parent. And in this case, the parent is, I don't know, let's say 100. Mm-hmm. So the parent is 100. And then you might have other properties as well. Mm-hmm. I'm using the word property and key interchangeably.
Okay. Okay.
So what we're going to do is create something called a mutation that modifies our global data stored data object inside of the state object, such that we modify this subdocument in the trees object, this subobject in the trees object to have a different children value.
Okay. When you click, so when you click the delete button, it's going to go there, then it's going to modify that. It's going to mutate it?
Exactly. Yeah, and then as the way we have the app set up is that any time our state object changes, the rest of the app knows and now reads the new value from the state and re-renders the screen. Mm-hmm. So we don't. The way we have the app set up is we don't even have to tell the app to re-render the screen. All we have to do is tell the app to change the state, and the app knows itself to re-render the screen.
Now, when we hit the delete button, is it going to reload the whole app?
No. Okay. It's only going to re-render the part that was changed based on the part of the state that was changed.
Yeah. And it knows. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Dude, I'm learning how it works. That's cool. Yeah. It's really simple.
No, it's really working.
Well, I mean, it's a bunch of simple principles like mixed up, and it's a puzzle, obviously, you know. But like, you know what I'm saying? It's like a SpaceX rocket is pretty simple when you zoom in really far.
Yeah. So what I explained was a simplified version of what's actually going on.
Really? Okay.
Yes. So
cool.
Really, we have this crazy that it seems like you're following, considering how little programming experience you have. Mm-hmm. So we have. Let's show the database to you. Let's get more information from your brain so you can understand what's going on.
Yeah.
You want to share something
if you want to, you could just say it because we'll have it recorded and I can always go back and watch it.
Right. Like, are you recording your screen?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Because I think I do understand it, but I probably don't understand it at the level that you understand it, obviously.
Because I created it, so I know it inside out.
Yeah.
All right, so
hopefully I'm still
our
recording.
database obviously is not located on a computer. It's located on a server somewhere that Google owns. I'm gonna figure out how to share this with you.
Mm-hmm. What we could do is we'll get like lapel mics, and we could wear lapel mics, and then when we meet, we'll just do lapel mics. Because the audio recording will kind of take a lot of data, but the lapel mics won't. And well, I guess I need to record my screen. But then once we're done, I'll just take it, and I'll put it all together real quick, and it'll take like 10 minutes.
Awesome. Yeah, figure out how much it costs, make it expensive for it out.
All right.
What's your email?
rjpikets38@gmail.com. rj1@getbranches.com.
Yeah, dude. It was weird. I tried giving you RJ.
No, dude, I don't care.
All right. Make you a viewer for now.
Yep.
Not because I don't.
Just so I don't mess it up.
Yeah, I don't think you'll steal the data or anything.
No, I know what you're saying. I don't want to destroy something that.
All right. So yeah, open this in your computer. Go to firebase.google.com. And I'm gonna have to cut myself off at noon.
That's fine. That's fine.
I could go for 4 hours.
I know.
I gotta get out of debt and make some money.
Yeah, bro. Seriously. Firebase what?
.google.com.
.google.com. Should I go console or just?
Nah, it'll just.
Okay.
All right. Click on get started.
Cool. Hopefully you mentioned Firebase while I was recording, because I remember you said it, and hopefully that'll kind of like this. That'll bring everything full circle. If you did, so I'll rewatch this later today. Okay.
There you go. So click on Branches Dev. Yep. Click on Develop at the left. Click on Database. Click on Real-Time Database. That's the one we're using. Click on Branches Dev. And click on the plus sign. And you'll see how we have, so Branches Dev, that's called a document.
Mm-hmm.
Trees is called a subdocument. So click on the plus sign on trees. And you'll see what it's saying. So you have the ID, that's the key of the object in the document, the subdocument. Hit the plus sign and you'll see the value. The value itself is another object or another document. So a lot of this data is old and malformed. Click on a different plus sign under a different ID, not a good one. Yeah, those are good actually. Yeah, so go to the A9D3.
Where?
All right. So click on children. Click on val. All right. So
is this short for value?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had been giving you a simplified version of the actual database structure. Children. It's not. So do you know what an array is?
Explain it.
Explain
it in 10 seconds.
A list of values.
Okay.
All right. So children is not as simple as a list of values like this. Rather, it's another document with another subproperty called value, and that value itself then has a list of a bunch of other IDs.
Mm-hmm.
And if you click on the plus line on each of those IDs, it'll say true. You don't have to worry what that means for now, but I mean, they should all say true.
Well, there's no other objects within these, so.
Right, yeah. So what we're going to do is edit. We're going to change either the value to false, or we're just going to remove the entire row. Under the val property, under the children property, under the ID for that
trees, branches.
Document.
We won't have to, yeah, okay.
All right.
Yeah. So it's like there. You see the visual. You see what it spits out. You have the code base, and then you have literally just the files.
Yeah.
And this is just Firebase is just the files.
Yeah, the data.
The data.
And then, so what our state object does in the app is it essentially downloads a subsection of the entire database and keeps a local copy. So then whenever whenever we click on the trash button, we have to update our local copy and this database copy. So the way we do that is fun.
Okay.
Rather than making two separate requests, like right now you might think, all right, so I've got to type some code that talks to the database and then type some code that talks to the local copy. You don't have to do that.
Okay.
We wrote an object that you can call that modifies both at the same time. So
you already wrote it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So we have an object called, is it called tree? It's probably called tree or something. Okay, so you're kind of familiar with the components folder, or one of the components, tree. You're going to start learning the objects folder. So let's go to the tree object. So let's go to subscribable tree. I don't expect you to understand this, but a tree has three properties, right? It has content ID, parent ID, and children.
Is this only for branches, or is this for everything? Like,
this is for branches.
Only for branches. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we made an object called a tree, or rather, subscribable tree. And what it does is it has three subscribable properties: content, parent, and children. The way it works is these properties subscribe to updates from sources. The source could be a user action, like you clicking. It could be the database, or it could be an alien. Just somehow it subscribes to updates, and then it publishes those updates to its own subscribers. So let's say the children property is modified. It'll publish something called an update. And we just so happen to have an object called a tree object. Which subscribes to the children's updates.
And so that update is subscribed to it.
And then based on that update, that tree object can now do other things. Whatever you want to it. So the way all of that logic gets set up is in this start publishing method. And a lot of this is hidden. We won't go over it yet. What we should look at next, though, is mutable subscribable tree. So we have a method called add mutation on this object. A method is another word for function. If you're familiar with that. And this mutation, it's a message. Only if we had a camera on this board.
I know. Next time. We're getting better. And better markers. Markers that work.
So you can treat mutation as a message that it's like an envelope being passed between just different messengers. Each messenger receives the envelope, looks at the instructions, does stuff, and then passes it on to someone else. So in our case, the mutation contains a few things. One is the content type, where I'm not sure the actual property name. Let's say it has something called type. So in our case, the type is, it's something called the object type. What is the object type in our case? You only know one object so far. It's called tree. That was mine. And then we have property name. Because this mutation is telling us what property we're going to modify. Which property are we modifying? Children. And then
don't wait for me.
And I think we have another one called like mutation type or something.
Mutation timestamp?
It's called
No, mutation type. And
we do also have a timestamp. So we're going to record, the time the user clicked this, and then we can store that information. 5 years down the road, run analytics on it, figure out that at 5 p.m. everyone's clicking delete. Why are they doing that? But we're just recording that for now.
Big data.
So what mutable subscribable tree does is it sees this mutation pass into the add mutation method. And it parses it, meaning it reads it and performs actions based on what it's composed of. So I don't know what it is doing right now, but it probably looks at the property name, and based on the property name, calls a mutation on one of its mutable properties. So remember, tree has 3 properties: children, parent ID, content ID. So what this is going to do is look at the property name, in our case it's children, and now it's going to pass on the mutation to the children object. So we just pass it on down up to some other person.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, that is what we're doing here. We get the property name from the mutation, passed on the method. So yeah, property name was a property on the mutation. And we use something called a switch statement that looks at the value of the property name and looks at all the possible cases that that property could have. So in our case,
it could look at all the possible it's basically looking at all the possible mutations.
It's looking at possible values of property name.
Okay.
So in programming, you can write out strings in string format. Like we could write RJ, right? Put it in quotes. That's something called a string. Or if we're like typing a lot, and you might not see the rationale for this right now, we could have an object called names. And
with all the names in it.
And let's say I had one called like my friend. We could set my friend equal to RJ. If my friend were to ever change, we could change the value of my friend.
Yeah.
We're not planning on changing it. But there's a good programming practice to never just have strings floating around. You always store them in another property. You always store them in a variable.
Yeah.
And you might not see the rationale for a few months.
Yeah, but it's just being proactive so that you can always. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it gets changed. So if you look here, we have an object called tree property names. If you hit Command click, you can click and see the source for that. So we have a type of object called an enum, stands for enumerator, and essentially we set children equal to children. So it's pretty useless. We could have just done children with quote marks, but because of that clean code property I was talking about, we made an enum for it. All right.
Well, there's a reason you use the clean code properties.
Yeah. Did I close that object? I don't know how to get back. Well, we'll Command P for tree.ts. And we're not looking for one under components. We're looking for the one under app/object, specifically mutable subscribable tree.
Okay. And TS is TypeScript.
Yes. So we look at the property name, and then we pass that mutation into our children object. So let's scroll up. Children. What is children? Where's children defined? Children is defined in the subscribable tree class. So here's a concept of something called inheritance. We have a class. Do you know what classes are? Probably not.
Kind of.
All right. They're a way to. Do you know like the concept of platonic? Like they're like a platonic representation of something.
Yeah, it's like the perfect representation.
Yeah, a representation.
Or the most fundamental.
Yes. Okay. You could think of a person as a class, and then RJ as an instance of that class.
Yeah.
Or John is an instance of the class.
Yeah.
So class defines the
class is human.
Structure.
Yeah.
The object fills in the property values. All right. So we have a subscribable tree class. Command click on that. We already kind of looked at it a little bit before. Yeah. Click on that. So we define 3 properties in there, and then go back to mutable subscribable tree.
How do I do that?
Control tab might work, it might not.
Okay.
It doesn't work. Just Command P, and then you type MST for mutable subscribable tree. Yep.
Man, this thing's smart. Okay.
So it inherits all the properties of subscribable tree. That's what this sentence keywords mean.
Okay.
So we have a property called children. But again, we want to see how children is defined. So let's go to subscribable tree to see how children is defined.
Okay.
What do you know? It's something called a mutable subscribable string set.
Okay.
So that is an object created somewhere else. So click under set. Yeah, click on mutable subscribable string set, not spec. Click on the TS file.
Sorry.
All right. So yeah, scroll down here. Okay. So we have an object called mutable subscribable string set. We're getting really abstract here.
That's okay.
it's subscribable,
Mhm.
meaning anytime it's updated, it publishes updates
Mhm.
that other objects can subscribe to. And it's mutable, meaning you can take mutations.
Mhm.
And mutations are messages.
Do you have to program that into the object? Like, you have to say a property of this object is that it's mutable?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what we find class. So in our case, because it's mutable, we have to define an add mutation method. That's the property of being mutable.
Yeah.
So again, we look at mutation type. In our case, we have 2 available mutations on sets. We have add and remove. So in our case, we're going to want to use the remove mutation.
Yeah.
And what that remove mutation does, we aren't writing anything now. I'm explaining the code that we'll be using later.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I'm following.
It calls the this.remove method.
Mm-hmm.
So this stands for the object that is current. It stands for the object that's currently being used inside of the mutable subscribable string set class.
It just kind of keeps things flowing. It's a smart way to keep things flowing, keep things going.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you understand this yet. It's like a hard.
Not fully.
Yeah,
not
you'll
fully.
have a lot of tutorials on it.
Yeah. Just keep going because I'll just like Google shit I don't know.
Yeah, so essentially, we're calling the remove method, and what the remove method does is it removes the item we want, called member, from our set. And then it creates an updates object that we're going to publish to your subscribers.
Okay.
So inside of this mutable subscribable set, we have a regular object called set. It's a fundamental JavaScript object. It's literally just an empty bracket here. It has no keys, and therefore none of those keys have values. No keys exist. And as we call the .add mutations, it will add values into these keys. So we might have 2, 3, 4 true. Let's say we call another add mutation. We might have 5, 6, 5 true. Let's call the remove mutation on 5, 6, 5. It'll remove that right there. So what our mutations are doing is modifying the state of this set object and also creating update values that our subscribers can listen to.
And so this is this just basically a placeholder for 1, 2, 3, or no?
It's not a placeholder. It contains the value for 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And it also contains value for like 4, 5, 5.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
other things.
Okay.
And
because once you run this, it basically does it populate set. This is just a reference, and it's referencing 1, 2, 3, and you're changing. Like this is the equivalent to set is equivalent to 1, 2, 3, and then in the brackets it's the other keys for the different nodes.
Not exactly sure.
Okay.
We gotta cut off.
Yeah, that's fine.
Man. Yeah, dude, I'd love talking this for hours,
Yeah.
man.
That's cool though. That's cool, dude. We got fucking far. Like that's sick. It's like,
and this is advanced stuff, man. Like
I'm learning how to. It's just an organization of information and commands and functions and stuff.
Exactly.
It's really fun though.
Yeah,
it
was like really fun writing this. I realized that stuff like this has been kind of written before. I've used other people's libraries.
Yeah.
Now I have it written, so I'm just using it.
Well, now and you know it better though.
Yeah.
Like I think it's good that you wrote it because I mean, dude, I'm looking at this like you're explaining, and I'm like the thought that went into all of this.
Yeah.
And it's just an organization of ideas.
Yeah.
Like it's an organization of functions, but then you're like, how can this function work with this function? It's really cool, man.
So before I cut it off,
okay.
What we were leading towards is essentially we have this giant state object, and we pass in this big mutation message into there. And one of the properties of mutation message is object type, and then another one is property name, and then another is mutation type, and then we have the value we're adding to the mutation. So in our case, if we're calling remove 1, 2, 3, we have 1, 2, 3 in here. We pass this giant mutation message into the state object. The state looks at the mutation message, looks at like the object type, and figures out, oh, we're modifying a tree. Let's call our tree store. So we have the name store, then we have a tree store.
Mm-hmm.
Now the tree store looks at that sub message. It says, oh, we have a message. Oh, we also need object ID. 555. Let's do that. Let's look at the ID for this message.
Mm-hmm.
Let's find the tree with ID 555,
Mm-hmm.
and then pass mutation onto that tree.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're at the tree object.
Mm-hmm.
The tree says, oh, we have this smaller mutation message. Let's look at the property name, pass on the message to the specific property.
Mm-hmm.
The children, the mutable describable children says, oh, we have this message.
Yeah.
Let's call the add mutation. Let's call the remove mutation.
Yeah.
So now we have a mutable describable set.
Uh-huh.
It says, oh, we have this mutation. What's the value? It's 1, 2, 3. Let's call the this.remove method on 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Now we have this set, this mutable describable set. It just got updated.
Yeah.
I haven't explained how this happens yet, but now it publishes an update.
Uh-huh.
And we have 2 subscribers to that update. One is a syncer with their database,
Uh-huh.
and the other is this whole chain of objects we just went through.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen is the set publishes 2 updates. First update goes to some object we define over here.
Uh-huh.
The object knows the address in the database we need to update,
Uh-huh.
and essentially updates the database. And then the update also gets published to the children property.
Uh-huh.
Children updates itself. It publishes an update to the object.
Yeah.
The object updates itself, publishes it to the tree store updates itself, publishes itself to the actual global store.
Yeah.
Now, our app is in sync with the database,
Yeah.
and all we had to do that,
What's the
we don't have to call, we ourselves, inside of your this.remove method in your tree template, you didn't have to call update on the database and our local object. You just had to create a mutation, and then the whole store mutation system, which is already created, handles the rest of that.
Yeah. It's already in place. That's so cool.
Yeah. So all you will have to do is create the mutation with the right values.
Yeah.
Call
Yeah.
read mutation.
Yeah.
That will perform everything.
That's cool. And I mean, we didn't need this to do, but you just explained to me how it works, which is
Yeah.
really cool. And I know this specific thing, how it works now, but also you doing that allowed me to kind of understand how things are structured and so that's really cool, man.
And what this will let us do later is, let's say we have 2 people, or we have one person using 2 devices.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's say one of them updates a value, and it'll send an update to the database, and ideally, in our code, we'll have a subscriber to that database, and it'll publish the subscribe update method, and then update the state on our other app, on the other instance of that. So we can have persons studying on 2 devices at the same time.
Yeah. Because you could have like one. You could be studying one part of the tree on one, and then and then every time I use it, I think of like different ideas. Like, oh my god, we could do this. We could do this. We could do this. Like,
But it's good that you followed through. It's almost good that you haven't done other programming structures, because I've explained this to other programmers before.
And they don't understand it, or they just
because they're used to programming in a different manner.
Setting into different ways.
Yeah.
They're set in their ways or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm not going to be...
This is convoluted, but you don't understand that's convoluted because you've never done simpler systems.
Okay. Now, convoluted, like, what do you mean? Like, in a bad way?
I had explained we have the store, and then the tree, and then the object, and then the property.
Yeah. But are you saying that they just really can't wrap their head around it because it's so advanced?
I don't know. Well, I mean, one programmer was, one programmer wasn't. I don't have too much to say for size.
Yeah, okay. But, like, this is some pretty advanced shit, apparently.
I guess so, but both you and I have a philosophy that all knowledge is equal. Like,
well,
you just learn, I don't know, 10, 15 dependencies.
Yeah.
I think it's as easy as learning anything else.
Yeah.
But
well, it's just like it builds on itself. Right. You know, I'm kind of just like skipping ahead.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, I gotta do client work for a good 8 hours.
Yeah, that's good. That's 8 hours. Damn. Cool. Well, okay. So my assignments are controlled. Command tab. Dude, you changed my life just with Command tab.
Thanks, man.
Like that's like me leveling up today.
Yeah.
Like that was my level up for the day, and obviously learning how to code. But I'm saying just that little tiny bit. If we met and I learned Command tab, that would have made my day. Where's the... I closed it. This is nice though, dude. When you have this, like, when you have the screen up here, it looks badass.
It is, man.
And then we have the whiteboard. We could do it. We could get it. We can, if we get one of those rooms, what we could do is I'll just have the camera in the corner. That would be perfect. Because then you'd see because when you're pointing your finger on here,
yes.
And I'm like, like I was trying to follow your finger with my cursor so that when I watch it, like I know where I have my eyes at,
Yeah.
So.
Dude, I would love for a couple months from now for you to be training the developer.
Okay, yeah. Well, they just watch the fucking videos.
Yeah.
And then I'll help them out. Yeah, bro. We'll level up, bro. Like, if you're training me in a few months, I'll be training, bless you, I'll be training them. And in a few months, we'll train someone to train them.
Exactly.
And then we just keep reiterating. Okay, where am I looking? This. I've realized that an important skill, I think maybe I told you this, maybe I told someone else. An important skill is like, okay, what was I just thinking about? Kind of like getting back to reality or something.
Yeah, awareness, right?
Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, okay, what was I just thinking about? Anyways. My assignments. RJ will design, yes. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to get people's emails.
Awesome, man.
So here's my to-do. RJ, today's Monday. To-do. And then get. Cool. Good stuff. My friend, so we were going to, she was leaving for Spain for a year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not saying like I'm in love with her, but she's a close friend that, like, I would date. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping a distance as friends for potential in the future. You know what I'm saying? It's a nurturing seed. Anyways. All right. So we go. Yeah. But I mean, she's like still a friend though. So we go to her like boyfriend's house. Yeah. And like new boyfriend, and they're not serious because I forgot my ID. Yeah. So we couldn't get in. Okay. Which ended up being fine because then everyone got to talk. Then we went to salsa. Yeah. And when we leave salsa. She goes to the airport. She forgot her passport. Oh, shoot. So she missed her flight. Oh, shoot. Yeah. So, but she's flying out Wednesday or something. Yeah. So it was funny. Yeah. It ended up being an adventurous night, though. It was fun. So, anyways, that was my night. And then I slept over at my buddy's house. And then I came here in the morning. I'm sorry I was late. We had the alarm. I have an alarm clock in my car. Yeah. I was going to go get it. He's like, just use the iPad. Yeah. Should have got the alarm clock. I have it in it's a little, because the alarm clock, for some reason the iPad didn't ring. I had an alarm for 4 a.m. Yeah. This isn't an excuse, so I apologize, but I just wanted to.
It turned out better for me because I was up late last night, so
cool.
You ended up letting me get 8 hours.
Yeah, all right, good. Well, yeah, sleep is important, so we can always delay for a good night's sleep.
I'm totally down for that. If for some reason you stayed up at 5 till 5, we had a meeting at 9, sleep till 12 or 1.
Because then you just get so much more done.
You can't learn new programming on bad sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe with coffee you can.
But still, I don't know. Sometimes sleep is it's good. All right, bro. Where are you gonna work on stuff?
I don't know. We could work in here, but we might distract each other.
No, we will. We will distract each other. We'll start talking about things, the cool things, but like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Talk is cheap sometimes. Yeah. There's a good balance. I'm gonna go get a bagel.
Oh, I get Wait, where? How?
I was gonna go buy it at the library.
Oh, I get 2 free bagels each day at Panera.
Really?
The rest of the month.
How?
Just both my rewards cards just apparently
shit.
Out. Yeah, you just go over there, say John, type in my phone number, it's like you know my phone number.
Well, what is it? 513
787
787
0992
0992. Because I'm getting really good at, since I don't use my phone much, I've just been memorizing people's numbers because on Google Voice I didn't have it saved. Yeah. And my ability to remember numbers and stuff is because I watched a video about how people are dependent on their phones. Yeah. And, like their brains are being dumber.
There's a memory palace method for memorizing numbers.
Yeah, what is it? Well, visualizing it, or
You
just connecting with something.
Assign a person for each number. Each two number pairs for like 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, or like 5, 5, 5, 6. And then you just make a memory palace out of those people. So credit per number, you have 8 people.
Well, I'll be 513 because you're from Cincinnati,
Yeah.
so that's easy.
Right.
And then 787 would be. Is it easier to do two? 2 people, 2 numbers? Could I do 3?
Yeah, you could do 3, but you have to come up with 1,000 people.
Yeah, that's true. That's cool, dude.
Yeah. It's
oh
like,
my god,
it's
we're
how,
gonna use memory palace for everything.
It's how people memorize decks of cards in like a minute. They have a person in their mind for each of the 52 cards.
Because that's like the most fundamental memory is what people.
Yeah, it's more emotional than like a regular image.
Yeah. It's better than an image because if you're blind, you feel it. That's really fucking cool, dude.
Yeah.
That's like brain hacking. All right, I gotta find my key to my.
Are these your headphones?
Yes, they are.
Right.
But I don't want to give up this room. But I'll go to the library. I'll go somewhere where there's a nice view.
Go to the Panarin Lane.
Okay.
Give my phone number. Molly, Amethyst, or this other girl serving you.
Okay.
Just say John.